I am Jeevan Kumar. I am from SRIT ECEA section. Topic is 2D array. Introduction. A 2D array, also known as a two-dimensional array or a matrix, it is a data structure that stores elements in a grid-like format similar to a table or a spreadsheet. It is essential an array of arrays where each element of the main array itself an array. A 2D array is a data structure that stores elements in a grid-like format of your rows and columns, often described as an array of arrays or a table. Each element is accessed using two indexes, one for its row and one for its column. They are useful for representing data like matrices, spreadsheet, game boards, or images. Key characteristics. Structure. A 2D array organizes data in a row and column similar to a table or matrix. Declaration. It is declared using two sheets of square brackets specifying the number of rows and columns. Assembling elements. To access a specific element, you need to indicate the row index and the column index. In the format, array indices typically starts at 0. Implementation. In any language, a 2D array is implemented as an array where each element is another one-dimensional array. The inner array or row. A two-dimensional array or 2D array is the simplest form of multi-dimensional array. We can visualize a two-dimensional array as one-dimensional array stacked vertically forming a table with m rows and n columns. In C, arrays are 0 indexed, so the row number ranges from 0 to n-1 and the column number range from 0 to m-1. Syntax. Data type, array name, rows, columns. Example. Create a 2D array with 4 rows and 3 columns of integer. Explanation. Data type is the type of a data the array will hold. Array name is the name you give it. Rows is the number of rows and columns is the number of columns. Initialization. During declaration, use nested curly braces to list the value for each row. Example. In matrix, 2 into 3 is equals to flower bracket of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initialization by index. Create the array with described size and the assign values to each element individually. Assigning elements. Array name, row index, column index. Example. In int value equals to matrix 1, 2. Retrieve the elements in second row and the third column as indexing starts at 0. Explanation. The first index, row index, select the row and the second index, column index. Select the column with that row. Advantages. Two-dimensional 2D arrays or 2D arrays offer several advantages, particularly when dealing with data that has a natural tabular or grid-like structures. Clear data representation. 2D arrays are ideal for representing matrices, tables, grids, and other forms of structured data where elements are organized by rows and columns. This makes the data organization involved and easy to understand. Efficient element access. Elements in a 2D array can be accessed by directly and efficiently by using their row and column indices. They allow for constant time access, meaning the time to retrieve an element does not increase with size of the column. Contiguous memory allocation. In main programming languages, 2D arrays are allocated continuously in memory. This can improve cache performance and overall processing speed, especially for operations that involve iterating through elements sequentially. Simplified manipulation of tabular data. Operation on matrices or tabular data such as addition, multiplication, or transposition become more straightforward to implement and manage using 2D arrays. Improved code readability. Representing data in a structure that mirrors the real-world organization like a grid form, a game board, or a table for student marks enhance the code readability and makes the program's logic easier to follow. 2D array serves as a fundamental building block for implementing more complex data structure and algorithms that rely on grid-based or matrix-like representations. Disadvantages. Fixed size. It has a fixed size. In many programming languages, 2D array are the static data structure, meaning their dimensions must be declared at compile time and cannot be realized during runtime. This fixed size can lead to memory wastage if the array is allocated larger than needed, or two issues if the data size exceeds the allocated space. Memory wastage. If a 2D array is a space meaning it contains many empty or null matrices, it can lead to significant memory wastage, and memory is allocated for all elements regardless of whether they hold meaningful data. Example: hash include stdio.h void main int main rows and columns. We declare the columns and rows. Printf printing the 2D array elements. We using for loop int I equals to 0, I greater than or equals to 3, then increment, then I would be incremented. For int j equals to 0, j greater than or equals to 3, then j would be incremented. Printf percentage of the matrices. Printf return 0. Conclusion: two-dimensional 2D array are fundamental data structure that organizes data in a grid-like tabular format. Again, the matrices or spreadsheet, they are essential for representing and manipulating data that naturally fits a row and column structure, such as a game board's imagine pixel or tabular database. Thank you.